Hey there, everybody. Tony Porter, Cards and Dice TV. Let's do a little 1971 Dodgers at Mets. It's going to be Sutton versus Gentry. Gentry's a B stuff, Sutton's a C stuff. Let's do the lineups. Maury Wills at short, Buckner in right field, Davis in center field, Allen at third base, Crawford in left field, Parker at first base, Sims at catcher, Russell at second base, and Sutton at pitcher. Harrelson, the shortstop for the Mets. Garrett at third base. Jones in left field, batting third. Batting cleanup is Cranepool, the first baseman. Fifth is Boswell at second base. Shamsky, the right fielder, batting sixth. Seventh is Dyer, the catcher. Eighth is Don Hahn, the center fielder, and Gary Gentry batting ninth. Let's start it off. Remember that in Fall Classic Baseball, you roll 2d6, and of course the red d20 is supplemental. You will need it for outs. You'll need it for a few different things. Let's start this. Maury Wills versus Gary Gentry. Gentry's a B, so that's going to be 34. So 34 is a blank, so we're going to go over to Gentry, and that's going to be an out. The 12 tells us that's popped up to the second baseman, the 4, and that's one away. Next is Bill Buckner. He bats from the left side, and that is a 35, and that's a blank. A 35 is an out. The 15 is bounced to first base. Taking it himself is Cranepool. 2 down. And now it's Willie Davis, another left-handed hitter, 22, and that is ripped to right for a base hit. Drops in front of the right fielder Shamsky. Plays it on the hop, gets it in to second base. Boswell. And they keep Willie Davis on at first base. He won't be attempting a steal. I do the automatic steals. There's no plus sign on that. All right, so it's Dick Allen with 2 outs and 1 on. Dick Allen with good power, hit 23 home runs. That's going to be a 62, and that's going to be a swing and a miss. Struck him out. And back to the bench goes Allen. So no runs and 1 hit, 1 left. And we move to the bottom of the first. No score for the Dodgers, and the Mets are coming to bat. Here's Buddy Harrelson against Don Sutton, who's got his C stuff. That's a 35. 35 is a blank, and that is bounced up the middle and through for a base hit. So Buddy Harrelson with a single. He stands at first, takes his lead. Wayne Garrett, left-handed hitter, and we're going to hit and run there. There goes, it's a 5th, it's a 10, and the 10 is going to be grounded to third. 1 play, and that's the first. Moving to second is Harrelson on the hit and run. Cleon Jones now batting third. He's a right-handed hitter. Here's a pitch from Sutton. That's a 56. Struck him out. 2 outs. Sutton gets him with a fastball. And here's Steady Eddie Cranepool, cleanup hitter, pitch. And that's going to be a 56. Back-to-back Ks, and that retires the side. No runs, 1 hit, 1 left, and we move to the top of the second inning. Willie Crawford. Here's a pitch from Gentry, and that is bounced to second base. Easy pickings for Boswell. Sidearms it to first. 1 down. Wes Parker next. Wes Parker with a 41, and that's ball 4. And Parker trots down to first base. A free pass given up by Gary Gentry and Duke Sims. Sims should be there. There's Duke Sims, and then it's Bill Russell. And we're going to try a hit and run with Sims. And there goes the runner, Parker, and that is an 8. And that's going to be bounced to the second baseman, and that will allow Parker to move to second base on that. No chance for a double play since Parker was on the move, and here's Bill Russell. Pitch, and it's a 23, and that's strike 3, and that retires the side. No runs, no hits, so walk, 1 left, and we move to the bottom of the second. Still no score. Dodgers at Mets, Shea Stadium. 1971. We're a game or 2 away where this is August 28th. It's going to be a 26 against Cranepool, and against a righty, that is a check swing blooper that drops in for a base hit played by the center fielder, Davis. And Boswell's on at first. That should be Boswell, I'm sorry. And it's still a single against righties there. Okay, so Boswell's on at first, Shamsky. And we're gonna try to bunt with Shamsky, and that's gonna be a let's see what that is real quick here. top of my head. Bunting the first row, if it's greater, then it's strikeout, and it's strike 3. So he bunts it foul. 1 down. Here's Duffy Dyer. Here's a pitch, and that's a 15, which will be a strikeout. 4 strikeouts in the last 5 batters for Sutton. And here's Don Hahn, right-handed hitter. That's a 42, and a 42 is a blank, and that is 1-14 base on balls, and that's ball 4. So it puts runners on first and second now for the Mets with Gary Gentry. At the plate, he bats from the right side. Pitch from Sutton. That's a 65. That'll be an out. That'll be a fly ball. Shallow center, racing in is Davis, and Davis gets there. Nice running catch. Got a good read on that ball right off the bat. No runs, 1 hit, 2 left. And it's the top of the third. Gary Gentry to Don Sutton with a 44, and that is hit hard up the middle and past Gentry into center field. So it's a base hit for the pitcher. And Maury Wills is going to square, and that's going to be a good bunt to the pitcher. 1-4. 1 out. Runner in scoring position, Bill Buckner. Bill Buckner with a 54. That's going to be a 54 chart with a runner on base. It's going to be a wild pitch if it's a 7, and it is not. He's 1-5. Gentry does not throw a lot of wild pitches. So here it is, a 15, and a 9 is going to be a fly ball right field. Sutton is going to hold. Pitcher's not going to try to advance on that, and here's Willie Davis with a 15, and that is a 10, 15 with a 10, and that is a line drive right field. Shamsky puts it away. That retires the side. No runs, 1 hit, 1 left, and we move to the bottom of the third. Buddy Harrelson against Don Sutton. Here's a pitch. Yeah, it's a 54, and that's going to be a fly ball center field. We're going to check for the air, and that 17 is going to be way too high. So that's going to be a nice play by the center fielder Davis, who got over there and held onto it. Wayne Garrett next, 65, and that's a -9, and that's going to be a ball hit right back to the mound, picked up by Sutton, throws out Garrett, 2 down. And here's Cleon Jones with a 41. That should be ball 4, and it is. Jones with a 2-out walk. He stands at first base, and here comes Ed Cranepool. That's going to be a 51 when it's an error check, and error checks his second baseman. Second baseman is Russell. And Bill Russell at second base is an error rating of 10, and we did roll a 10, so that will be an error, a 1-base error, E4. So booted by Russell, ground ball, and he boots it, and that puts runners on first and second with 2 outs. Here's Kenny Boswell, bats from the left side. It's a pitch, and that's a 15, which will be a fly to right. Near the line is Buckner, and Buckner squeezed it for out. Number 3. No runs, no hits, 2 left. We go to the top of the 4th inning. Dick Allen, pitch from Gentry. Gentry with a 52 is going to be an error check, and it's going to second base, picked up by Boswell, and he throws out Allen. Number's too high to be an error. Willie Crawford is next. He bounced out to second base, and this time he's going to swing and miss for a strikeout. Number 3 for Gary Gentry. Next batter is Wes Parker with a 44, and that's line base hit to center. 2-out single. Wes Parker stands at first base. Next up is Duke Sims. That's from the left side. And the pitch is a 42, and that's ball 4. So a 2-out single, a 2-out walk puts 2 runners on, 1 in scoring position for Bill Russell. Bill Russell, right-handed hitter. Batted .227 that season. That's going to be a 14, which will be a fly ball right field. Backing up a few steps is Shamsky, and he squeezed it for the out. No runs, 1 hit, 2 left. Go to the bottom of the 4th. Fall Classic Baseball had a 3-day sale, and I picked up the 76 season, the 2016 season. I want to replay the Mets, the Yankees in 76, the Mets in 2016, and then For next November, I'm going to replay the 72 season, getting ready for my league. And here's our Champsky against Don Sutton. So I'm going to be busy playing a lot of Fall Classic Baseball 26, and that is a fly out. Against a righty, it's a single, and it's a base hit. So it drops in for a base knock, and Shamsky finds himself at first base. Shamsky batted 185 in 1971. Didn't play much. I think he had about 100 at bats. So he's on at first. And we're going to try Duffy Dyer. We're going to try hitting around with Duffy Dyer, and there he goes. It's going to be a 9, and the 9 is, he's not a hit and run, so that's going to be popped up to short. 1 down. Next is Don Hahn. Here's a pitch to Hahn, and that's a 15, which will be a line drive to right field. Positioned perfectly for that is Bill Buckner, and here's Gary Gentry. Pitch to Gentry, that's a 65, that's an out. 11, bounce to third, picked up, over to first in time, no runs, 1 hit, 1 left, top of the 5th, here we come. Dodgers with Don Sutton leading off. It's Sutton, Wills, and Buckner in the top of the 5th inning, no score. Pitcher's duel, that's a 45, and that'll be bounces short. 1 down. Maury Wills is next. He's popped up and hit a sacrifice. 62, and that's a swing and a miss, and he strikes out on a curveball. Gary Gentry, 33, and that is line base hit to right for Bill Buckner, so a 2-out single for Buckner, and here's Willie Davis. Pitch to Davis is a 61, and struck him out to retire the side. So no runs, 1 hit, 1 left, and we move to the bottom of the 5th inning. Buddy Harrelson is next. That's a 12, and that is a fly to left. So Harrelson flies out to the left fielder. Wayne Garrett, 46. That's going to be a ballpark, and 11 is foul ball to the left side, and that's third baseman with plenty of room. F05. 2 out. Here's Cleon Jones. He's 0 for 1 with a walk and a 52, and that's going to be an out. 52 is an error check, and on the third baseman is Allen, but this is really high at a 19. But a guy like Allen, I remember he's not very defensive minded, and he does make the play though. 5-3, and no runs, no hits, 3 up, 3 down for Sutton. Go to the top of the 6th. And that's a 35, and that'll be an out. Bounce to second. Nice play by Boswell. Throws out Allen. 1 down. Top of the 6th, no score. Willie Crawford next. That's a snake eyes, and that's going to be bounced to first, and it's the pitcher covering 3-1. And that's because the 13 goes off by lefties to the first baseman, but with that 1 and a 2 would be the pitcher covers. So good system. Greg Sovan designs a good system here. That's a 42, and that is a base on balls. Duke Sims with 2 out, 1 on. That's a 66, and that's a 15, which is going to be a drive, and that's going to be in the gap. That's going to roll to the right center field wall. 1 hop off the wall. Let's see if Parker can score on this, and will they wave him around? Let's see what Parker's speed is. Parker is A, so advance A can risk it. And against the center fielder, we're going to risk it. It's going to be 1-3. He's out, and he is safe. RBI double for Sims here with 2 out in the top of the 6th inning. And they're going to intentionally walk Russell, and they're going to pitch to Don Sutton. And actually, it was Hahn in center field. Let me double check, make sure he's also in A. And, oh no, he is. Wait a second. He is out at home plate. Don Hahn has a strong arm, and he throws out. Everything changes here. So he's out at the plate. So no RBI, no score. He does not score. thrown out. 8. We're going to call it an 8-4-2. Out at the plate, 8-4-2, and that retires the side. No intentional walk. So wow, that surprised me. I just realized that the center fielder was not clean. The tip of your regular center fielder, AG, who has an average arm. It was Don Hahn, who is rated strong arm, and that strong arm was able to throw out. Wes Parker trying to score from first base on that double. No runs, 1 hit, 1 left. And we go to the bottom of the 6th inning, no score. Here's Eddie Cranepool, pitch from Sutton with a 24, and that's a hit by pitch with a 3, and no, it's not. Instead, it's going to be bounced to first. Taking it himself is Wes Parker. Danny Boswell next, and that's a 23, and that's a bounce to second base. Easy play for Russell. Shamsky now with 2 outs, and that's a 41. That should be a base on ball, and it is. So Shamsky walks, 2-out walk to Shamsky. Here's Duffy Dyer. Duffy Dyer with a 32. That's a blank, and that'll be an out. It'll be a fly to left, and that ends the inning. No runs, no hits. The walk, 1 left. We move to the top of the 7th, and now Gentry, who is a B pitcher, will become an A pitcher because he's gone 7 innings, and Sutton will become a B pitcher in the 7th inning as well. Both have shutouts. All right, so we're watching a pretty good game here. Fall Classic Baseball. Very, very accurate stats, and I'll read out my stats right now. They're very, very close, and you will see when I read them out at the end of the month. All right, here is Bill Russell leading it off with a 22, and that's bounced to third base, picked up by third baseman Wayne Garrett, who throws out Russell for out number 1. Don Sutton. And Sutton with a 16, and that's a swing and a miss, and he strikes out. Strikeout number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 on the day for Gary Gentry. He's having quite a day here on the mound, 35, and that'll be a fly to left to end the inning. 3 up, 3 down, easy inning for Gentry here in the top of the 7th. So Sutton goes from a C to a B now in the 7th inning. It's going to be Don Hahn. Don Hahn with a 15, and he will bounce out to third base, and that is Dick Allen who throws him out. Next up is the pitcher, Gentry. He will bat, and that'll be a 32, which will be a 1-9 strikeout, and he strikes him out. Next is Buddy Harrelson. It's a 22, and that's ball 4 with a potential stolen base, but no, it's going to be a potential pickoff. Don Sutton has a weak arm, and he's a righty, so a weak arm righty. So weak arm righty is 1-2, picked off, and nope, it's a 19, so that'll be a potential throwing error. Going to roll on Sutton's throwing error, 7, so 7 or less, and it's an error. Nope, no error. All right, so it's going to be a 1-2, no. It's Wayne Garrett's up. Here's a pitch to Garrett, which is 62, and that'll be a strikeout to end the inning. No runs, no hits, the walk, 1 left, and we move to the top of the 8th inning. Now, I found some through the website on Delphi, the Fall Classic website. I found out about some perforated cardstock, which is supposedly the right size for these cards. That'll be amazing because I want to play the 76 season next. And I also want to do the 2016 Mets season and 1976 Yankee season. The 76 Yankee season is the first season I ever played in my room over on 74th Street in Jackson Heights, Queens, about 1.5 miles from Shea Stadium at the time. I rolled my first dice at that time, and it's stuck with me my whole life. All right, here is top of the 8th, Bill Buckner, Gary Gentry to Buckner. Here's a pitch, and that's a 35, and that'll be an out. He bounced to second, picked up by Boswell, and Boswell throws out Buckner. Out number 1. Willie Davis, who's 1 for 3, and that's a 34. And that's bounced to second base as well, up the middle this time, and sets his feet and fires to first, and showing off his arm. Boswell is. Nice play. 2 outs to the second baseman, and Allen with a 12, and that'll be ball 4. So Allen walks, a 2-out walk to the speedy Dick Allen. A couple of throws over by Gentry. And here's Willie Crawford, who's 0 for 3 today. That's going to be a 64, and that's going to be a fly ball right field over towards the line. Is Shamsky, and he squeezed it for out number 3. No runs, no hits, a walk, 1 left, and we move to the bottom of the 8th inning. Still no score. Cleon Jones, and that's going to be a 36, and that'll be an out. Fly out to right on a line. So it hits it on the nose, but right at the right fielder. Next is Eddie Cranepool with a 61, and that should be a strikeout, and it is. Strikeout 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 on the day for Sutton. 2 outs. Kenny Boswell, 1 for 3 today. That's a 44, and that is ripped up the middle for a base hit played by the center fielder, Davis. So Boswell's on at first. Here's our Shamsky. Pitch to Shamsky, and that's a 44, and that's going to be ball 4, and that's going to put runners on first and second. With 2 outs, and Duffy Dyer swings from the right side. Sutton checks with Sims, and he sets and deals. And that is going to be a 62, which will be a swing and a miss. Struck him out. No runs. 1 hit, 2 left. We move to the top of the 9th inning. Okay, so it's the top of the 9th, and Gentry's an A pitcher. No score in this game. We're playing the 71 Dodgers versus the 71 Mets in my replay. This is August 28th, game 2 of a doubleheader. And all right, let's do it. It's going to be Wes Parker, Duke Sims, and Bill Russell. So a base runner, if actually he can stay in the game until he allows a run. So we're going to play it that way. It's a 14, and that'll be an out. Bounce to, batting from left side, bounce to first. Cranepool takes it himself, 1 down. Duke Sims with a bouncer to first again, and that's Cranepool again. Bill Russell. It's be a 51 with a 20, so that's going to be an error check on the pitcher. Pitcher's 0 errors, so he'll make that play. And Gentry throws out Russell to retire the side. 3 up, 3 down. And we use columns. We go straight up and down the column to keep track. We don't jump from inning to inning. Do it a little differently when it goes into extra innings. So no runs, no hits, nobody left. And Don Hahn, then Gentry will probably get a pinch hitter. Regardless of what happens, that's a -9. Home run is only a 1, so that's going to be an out. It's going to be bounced right back up the middle. Play by Sutton, and Sutton makes the out. All right, and we got a pinch hitter now. It's going to be Kenny Singleton. Pinch hitter for the Mets. Let's do it. Down Sutton to Kenny Singleton. Singleton switch hitter back to the left side. And that's going to be a 24 hit by pitch 1 to 4 plus -1. So it's 1 to 3, and we roll a 6. So that's bounced to short. Shortstop Maury Wills throws him out. 2 down. And here's Buddy Harrelson, who's 1 for 3 on the day with a 46 and a 9. And that's foul back, a souvenir for a lucky fan. Again, Sutton with a 53 and a 16, and it's going to be a range check on the third baseman. Third baseman range is Allen. He does not have a great range, and he will not get to this ball. Terrible range, by the way, and that's going to be a single past the diving third baseman Dick Allen. So Harrelson with a 2-out single, and here's Wayne Garrett. Here's a pitch, and that's going to be a 44, which will be a ball 4. That pushes Harrelson to second. Probably the best Mets hitter now at the plate. A base hit here, scoring a run, will win the game for the Mets at 0-0 tie in the bottom of the ninth with 2 outs. Here's Cleon Jones, pitch from Don Sutton. And that's a 34, which will be banged up the middle for a base hit. And this could be it. Let's see what happens. F advances, and here comes Harrelson. They're waving him home. Here's the throw to the plate. The tag, not in time, and the Mets win it. So it's Cleon Jones comes through with the game winner, drives in number 1 here with 2 outs in the bottom of the ninth inning. Don Sutton goes a complete game but takes the loss. And Gary Gentry picks up the victory. And that's about it. That was an excellent game. Mets win it in the bottom of the ninth. Let's track some of the hits. Mets had 2 hits there in that inning. They had 1 there. Not too many hits in this game for the Mets or for either team, actually. So the Mets in this one had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 hits. And the Dodgers had 3, 4, 5 hits. 1 there, no errors there, and it was 1-0. Final score 1-0. The Mets pull it out. Big victory. A walk-off hit by Cleon Jones, who's basically the best Mets hitter that season, batted .319. And Don Sutton, who pitched quite effectively, ends up with the loss, unfortunately. And the winner, who was outstanding, went the complete game. Gary Gentry picks up a shutout. 5-hit shutout. Good job for Gary Gentry. And this is Tony Porter, Cards and Dice TV. And thank you for watching Fall Classic Baseball. Take care.